And now I'm heading into Joshua. We're going to read 10, all of 10. This is why, because I pulled this bookmark here. And I just really got into it while reading, so here we go. When Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, heard that Joshua had captured Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done in Jericho and its king, so he had done to Ai and its king, and that the residents of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were living among them, he and his people feared greatly, because Gibeon was a great city, like one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than Ai, and all its men were mighty. So Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent word to Hoham, king of Hebron, and to Piram, king of Jarmuth, to Japhiah, king of Lachish, and to Debir, king of Eglon, saying, "Come up to me and help me, and let us attack Gibeon with the combined army, because it has made peace with Joshua and with the sons and people of Israel." Then the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon gathered together and went up, and they with all their armies, and they camped by Gibeon and fought against it. So the men of Gibeon sent word to Joshua at the camp in Gilgal, saying, "Do not abandon your servants. Come up to us quickly and save us and help us, for all 5 of the kings of the Amorites who live in the hill country have assembled against us." So Joshua went up to Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him, and all the men of valor. And the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not fear them, because I have given them into your hand. Not one of them shall stand before you." So Joshua came upon them suddenly by marching all night from Gilgal. And the Lord caused them to panic and to be confused before Israel, struck them dead. Woo. And he struck them dead in a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goes up to Bethhoron, and struck them as far as Medekah, as they fled before Israel. While they were at the descent of Bethhoron, the Lord threw down large stones of hail from heaven on them, as far as Azekah, and they died. More Amorites died because of the hailstones than those whom the sons of Israel killed with the sword. How cool is that? God was really fighting that battle. Then Joshua spoke. God is always, he is our strength. So clearly, if you're going to win that battle, it's because he gave you the strength. And you need to always give God the glory. But yes, he performed major miracles that day and was killing folks with hailstorms. Then Joshua spoke to the Lord on the day when the Lord handed over the Amorites to the sons of Israel. And Joshua said in the sight of Israel, "Sun, stand still at Gibeon, and the moon, and in the valley of Ajalon." So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, until the nation Israel took vengeance upon their enemies. It is not in the book of Jashar. So the sun stood still in the middle of the sky, was in no hurry to go down. How about that? For about a whole day. There had not been a day like that before it or after it, when the Lord listened to the voice of man, for the Lord was fighting for Israel. Then Joshua and all of Israel with him returned to the camp at Gilgal. Now these 5 Amorite kings fled and hid themselves in the cave at Medekah. And Joshua was told, "The 5 kings have been found and are hidden in a cave at Medekah." And Joshua rolled large stones against the mouth of the cave, and assigned men by it to guard them. But do not stay there yourselves. Pursue your enemies, and do not allow them to enter their cities. The Lord your God has given them into your hand. Now when Joshua and the sons, watch your hand now. When Joshua And the sons of Israel had finished striking the Amorites dead in a very great defeat until they were wiped out. Kitty cat. And the surviving remnant among them had entered the fortified cities. All the people returned to the camp to Joshua at Medekah in peace. No one uttered a threatening word against any of the sons of Israel. Then Joshua said, "Open the mouth of the cave, and bring out to me those 5 Amorite kings from the cave." And they did so, and they brought these 5 Amorite kings out of the cave to him, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. And when they brought these kings out to Joshua, Joshua called for all the men of Israel and told them, "Cat." Do not fear. It's very important. We need to know what he said, okay? And told the commanders of the men of war who had gone with him, "Come up close, put your feet on the necks of these kings." So they came forward and put their feet on the necks of the 5 kings. Joshua said to them, "Do not fear or be dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for this is what the Lord will do to all of your enemies, against whom you are about to fight." Then afterwards Joshua struck them with his sword and put them to death, and he hung them on 5 trees, and they hung on trees until evening. At sunset Joshua gave a command, "What are you up to now?" And they took the bodies down from the trees and threw them into the cave where the kings had hidden themselves, and placed large stones over the mouth of the cave, where they remain to this very day. Now Joshua captured Medekah on that day and struck it with his king, and with the edge of the sword he utterly destroyed, and everyone who was in it. He left no survivor. So he did to the king of Medekah just as he had done to the king of Jericho.